Cool.
So we're alive.
I think we made
We
it.
are live. I think we made it. I'm very sorry for the small issues we had with the technical stuff, but we're live here on Go Mode Podcast. I'm Nelson92, and joined by me, it's Benny Burrito.
Hello, everyone.
We have Matt Durana, we got Kippi, or is it Kippi00? I guess it's Kippi00. Well, either way, we have missed a little bit here, but we've been keeping track on the items we have. Matt Durana's in Dark World because Matt did Sequence Break, Death Mountain, and got Titan Smiths on in Paradox Cave. Kippi00 has been in Eastern Palace, got the lamp that you need, that is required for going up the mountain. So it's a little bit of urgency in the beginning.
Eastern is a crystal, so at some point, Matt will get the lamp.
Yeah, it looks like Kippi00 got a book as well that Matt doesn't have, so could be a good thing for Kippi00.
And just to fill you all in, there is a shovel on the lumberjack ledge. So it's still unknown if that's going to play a part in this.
Yeah, I think as long as we don't as long as we don't find the boots early on, I think our run is going to be pretty safe.
So everyone knows, it is just an open seed. Nothing too special, no map compass, no standard, just good old-fashioned rando. And this is the elimination round. Matt needs to win this to stay in the tournament. And Kippi won the first match, or game.
Yeah, that is correct. And it looks like also that Kippi00 actually got the flippers. So I wonder where the flippers. Going to be interesting to see what we can pick up here in Skull Woods.
About a Squirtle throwing pots or skulls at a mummy is just a fun sight to see on a Friday.
I mean, go to Squirtle, right?
I don't remember that being in one of the Nintendo licensed moves, but hey. Maybe that's Skull Bash. And they lined up so perfectly.
Squirrels throwing pots. It's super effective. So far nothing inside of Skull Woods. So I guess we're going to these down. If you did, would you do these down without a hammer, or would you wait?
Oh. I would do it. Personally. But I'm curious to see what Matt chooses. You gotta check the surrounding area first and hope that it's there.
I mean, it is a risky gamble, but at the same time, it could pay off. And for Matt here, he needs to do those stuff that you don't want to normally do, because you know if you don't win this one, you're unfortunately out from the tournament. Ooh, but there's a mirror. Pretty nice location for that mirror. You can check Sickhead before you even decide to do anything. And also the Smith chain is now logic as well. Well, it's going to be easier to do it.
He's about to find his mitts. Be overjoyed.
I mean, if you're a Kippi right now, I think you're like, it's cool. I got the lamp. I know it's in logic now, so I don't think you're like worried about finding them this into the seed, because you never know if your opponent is good at dark rooms or not. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what plays we're going to get now. It looks like Matt's going to hold off Thieves Town, which I would personally do as well.
Will he do the Smith? Well, not.
Yeah, he's going to do the Smith. His girl's going to take care of the digging game. Then it's going to be a Smith and I guess purple chest into K45 and stumping and all that hype cave.
Roll roundabout.
I mean, you have to show off the little purple chest, right?
Right.
Just a
Yeah,
heart
Stumpy.
container from digging game. So I mean, right now we haven't found anything useful here in Dark World. Well, the mirror is kind of great, right?
And the mirror is really going to help with routing to get K45 in, and it helped with the bottle.
So I guess our runners don't want to see, at least not early enough. Like, I don't know. You don't want to have the flute because you don't want to do mire. So hold that mire off.
Probably don't want the boots.
I mean, if desert is not boots locked, and well, hopefully the GT Vicky is not on torch, then you don't want to see the boots, because that shovel could come back and remind you that things can be ugly sometimes in rando.
Is it ugly or is it beautiful? It is a beautiful nature of rando to really just screw you over at any point in time. See on Kippi's side that it is Bombos to get into the TR.
We do actually have bombos, but we're lacking King of Samaria and the hammer to even enter Third Rock right now. So that bombo is going to be useful for other stuff, like maybe Ice Palace.
Ice Palace is a pendant.
Well, if you want to do an pendant dungeon, then that's going to be nice. Well, here comes the purple chest. So, well, yeah, he's going to do purple chest before hype cave. So hopefully for Matt, I think Matt really wants the ham right now, so he can clear off some dungeons here. Or a master. Oh god, yeah, that could be a tricky item to get.
Yeah. It's worth noting that Matt doesn't have the book, so he can't check the Bombos tablet. Whereas Kippi, if Kippi chooses to come down there, he would be able to check it.
Yeah, Kippi is going to be in a better spot. I mean, depending on what's on Bombos tablet, it could just be something useful. Well, not useful, but I mean, if there's like something good on that tablet, it's going to take a while for Matt to come back for it. Red boomerang. We got a heart container, piece of heart, 300 rupees, and a single rupee in hype cave. So I would say that hype cave is really not hype.
At least money will not be concerned, although it wasn't really concerned for him anyway at that point. While Kippi is following Matt's footsteps from earlier, checking out Skullwoods, the front of Skullwoods. Without the fire rod, they can't check out the back, but it's kind of nice to know if you skipped it.
Yeah, you could always find some good progression here in Skullwoods. I mean, you could just end up with a vanilla fire rod, but not today.
How many times in this tournament have I seen, and in the qualifiers, fire rod ends the front of Skullwoods? It can get you.
Oh, it could be, or like, there's going to be like a hammer in here, and you don't go to Skullwoods because I don't have the fire rod. There's no point in going in here.
That would just mess up your routing into Thieves Town if the hammer was in there.
Well, we're going to see that Thieves Town now, but on the other hand, for Matt it's good play because you know you can't get that hammer at all right now. For Kippi, there's a different possibility for Kippi actually. Kippi has flippers, so Kippi can actually go to the other side of Dark World that Matt can't access right now.
Not see what was on Bumper Ledge on Kippi's side. Did he look?
I think it looked, but I couldn't tell what it was, so I guess nothing important? Maybe? Question mark? Whoa! Well.
Was fluid on
That's
Bumper Ledge? That is pretty big.
So Fluid is on Bumper Ledge. We found a fire rod in Thieves Town.
If Matt will check Graveyard Ledge and Bumper, or if he'll isolate those for later.
I mean, it all comes down to if he... I mean, at this point, Matt will most likely go to Skullwoods right after Thieves Town, get those 2 crystals out of the way. If he decides to save and quit, he's going to isolate those 2. Like, it's going to take a long time before he's going to see that Bumper Ledge. Kippi actually going straight into Thieves Town, not getting that mirror or Master Sword. I mean, you don't really need Master Sword, it just gives you a little bit advantage with the length of the sword, but it doesn't really matter to blind.
Starting to turn into a pretty healthy seed.
Yeah, just go to that hype cave and you will get all the hearts in the world.
And money.
So Kippi can actually do one thing that Matt can't do if both goes to Skullwoods. Kippi can check pedestal.
Oh, good point.
Matt will not be able to do it. I mean, I don't think it's that likely that there's going to be anything on pedestal that we're going to need. But you never know as well.
For runner's sake, I hope not, because they already have enough things teasing them. The shovel on Lumberjack, the flute at Bumper Ledge. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like dangling right in front of them. I hope that pedestal isn't another one.
I mean, at this point, the only thing I can figure out that could be on pedestal that we actually need is, well, boots, or I guess a bow, since there's 2 progressive bows. That bow could just be one of those that you need to find the other one. because you got everything you need for the other dungeons. That is pendants.
Oro noting in chat that there is an item in the Thieves' Town big chest, which is exactly what you don't want to see.
I mean, you don't want to see it, but at the same time, I mean, you need to risk something. You're like 35 minutes in and you don't have a single crystal, so you're going to feel a little bit behind. I mean, I guess the good part is for both Matt and Kippi is that both of them is going to have to go back if that item is in that chest, so they're in the same situation right now.
And they both have skipped things, which will leave them both feeling a little iffy. Kippi hasn't seen Hype Cave, Kippi hasn't gone through that whole route, whereas Matt didn't go through Zora, didn't go through South Shore, right? So they're both probably feeling a little off-kilter.
I just realized a very funny thing. Imagine right now, you get the fire rod, but you go to the back of Skull Woods, and the hammer is there. I mean, it could just be like that you have to double dip. You have to double dip these down to get that item.
What's Kippi doing?
Kippi, you don't have. Kippi?
Death warping? Oh.
No, he realized. He realized what he did.
That's gotta hurt. That's gotta feel really bad.
Yeah, that's unfortunately oh yeah, this is going to be a really bad time loss right here.
Meanwhile, Matt checked the magic bat with the powder and saw it was only a bottle.
That's like the third bottle we got, so we're not going to lack like safeties for this seed.
All he needs is a bug pen. He's set. Oh hey, there you are. How's it going, my old friend? Follow me, please.
This time around we got the good old maiden, I guess.
Eindria?
I have no idea. So, if Kippi is going to go to Skullwoods, now he's going to have a little harder fight than Matt with Mothula, because Matt got Master Sword. But it's not going to be a huge difference.
Could just pummel the moth with fire. He has half magic, so it's not totally out of the question.
Alright, we actually got half magic. I didn't really pay attention there for a second.
Sounds like my life. The line goes down for Kippi.
Well, we're 1-1 now in terms of crystals. While Matt's working on his second crystal, but we're lacking a lot of stuff. There's like not much stuff you can do right now. Unless you want to go to Tower of Hera, of course.
Confused. Oro is mentioning that both items in Skull Woods were in the front, so why is Matt checking that item?
Could probably be like that Matt didn't really count the items. And I got a little bit confused there for a second, because, you know, reasons.
Hey, this seed's already been turning him all upside down, topsy-turvy.
I mean, the biggest question is, like, where do you go now if you're Matt?
Maybe you clean up what you didn't check earlier. and Sphere 1, Sphere 0.
Where do you think Kippi will go? I mean, he will most likely head to Hype Cave and all that stuff, but I guess you have access to Desert Palace. I guess you can always go and check if it's boost locked or not. Good fight from Matt. Gets his second crystal here in Skull Woods.
Again, Oro notes in chat that Kippi did not check the brewery for the mirror, so he doesn't have the mirror to check
Ooh,
the head.
that is going to hurt. That is one interesting play. Like, you just finished this town and you haven't checked out everything in Village of Outcast. That could take a while because this will be a save and quit here. So it just depends on where you want to go now through Kippi.
Playing patty cake with that mini Moldorm.
Yeah. I guess Matt is going to go and check regular ledge, since he didn't save and quit.
He checks bumper ledge. He'll also get a nice blue surprise.
Well, I guess since you need the cape to get it, we might not find the cape at all this season.
Maybe the cape is under the shovel.
Oh boy, don't even start.
He gets his crystal, kills the moth, and his crystal number 2.
Okay, so Kip is going to go back into Village of Outcasts, so he will get that mirror, but it's going to be like a little bit of a slap in the face right now.
It sees that Graveyard Ledge is just 10 arrows, and that's not important. For anyone just tuning in, this is just a regular open seed, nothing special, no standard mode. And this is the elimination round. Kippi won the first game, and this is the second game, so Matt needs to win this to stay in the tournament.
I mean, let's just put it out like that. I would say it's pretty special for these two runners right now. Oh, I just realized a really cool thing. Kippi can go and check the front of, like, Swamp Palace. Imagine if the hammer is there. In the first chest. Well, technically the second chest, but the first chest that you can actually, that's not a small key.
I think it's interesting that you put that as a cool thing. I don't know if runners would think that's particularly cool. Maybe if you figured that out.
I mean, it would be the Galaxy play right there. Like, you will just dip in, just check it out, and if you can go further in, you don't need to go further in, right?
Just go in, get your feet wet, maybe say hello to some things, and then take a hike.
I mean, if you get the hammer, though, you can clear out the whole dungeon, so I don't know if they actually want to do it. So, I mean, it could be real bad. But it's Swamp Palace, so I mean...
Swamp Palace gets a bad rep. It's a really fun palace. That's checking Eastern. Kippi checked this earlier, so they're kind of just crossing over their checks at this point. it is in here that Kippi got his lamp, so Matt will not have to be worried about dark rooms anymore.
Well, for Matt, that's actually going to be really good, because everything he did that put him out of logic now is actually in logic now, so he's back into logic right now. Like sometimes, even if you're a really good runner and if you like stay out of logic for a long time, it can make you a little bit worried that some stuff you pick up on the way, you should probably not pick them up at all, maybe, question mark, stuff like that can always happen and throw you off a little bit.
That's right. I mean, when you see the flute on Bumper Ledge and you sequence broke your way up Death Mountain, you knew the lamp had to be somewhere. You can do most of the stuff he's done in this race so far without that. And there he goes.
No freaky dark rooms to see, so that's going to be nice. So the only thing we can actually do right now, I mean, you can do pod if you want to try out doing pod without a hammer and, without a bow. It's those two things you can do, but you can also dip into, the good old Ice Palace without a hammer, or you go up to Tower of Pharaoh that is a pendant. That's what we can do right now in this seed.
You have 2 fire sources.
And here comes Pedestal. And it's just cash.
You have more than enough of that at this point.
Yeah, and we kind of figured out that Pedestal was pretty dead with the items we need for our dungeons.
What are we missing right now? We need the bow, we need the hammer, and we need Samaria. That's it, right?
Yeah, we need the bow, we need Queen of Samaria. We know where the flippers is. Bow, flippers, hammer, Queen of Samaria, that's it. Well, technically the boots, if, boots like Desert Palace or Boots and Torch in GT.
Sure. Doing his Agama check. Hey man, I didn't think I'd see you this seed. How's it going?
Have you ever tried to talk with the NPC in here, Agina?
I don't think so.
Well, if you talk with Agina here, you will know that Agina's cave is actually a fart cave.
Fart cave?
Yeah, he says something about farting and, the jazz hands runs away or something like that. I don't remember the full conversation, but it's something like that at least.
And of many talents.
Okay, here's the moment of truth, by the way. This is the moment of truth right here. Is boots locked or not? Because if it's not boots locked, it's one less item you need to find right now. And that's going to make it a huge thing for Matt right now.
While Kippy's gonna check Hype Cave, get his junk, essentially. Kinda junk. He'll be able to check Bombo's tablet. He'll get his Master Sword from Purple Chest Guy, Frankie, whatever you guys call him.
There's a bug nut, by the way.
Oh, he's really safe.
big key. Boots locked, it's not.
Some people call him Gary. Sometimes he doesn't like that name. I don't know. He was complaining to me the other day.
Good old Gary in his lunchbox. Okay, so Desert Palace is a free dungeon. You can just go and slay your Lamolas. No boots required, so this is actually good news for our runners here. I guess Kippi is going to go and do the exact same thing after checking Bamboo's tablet.
In the right spot for it.
But then the real question is, where do you go now?
Matt still doesn't have the flippers. I think those are on South Shore, right?
Yeah, the only thing I can see...
That was Vanilla.
Oh, it's on Zora, so... that could take a while before Matt goes to Zora right now.
Whereas Kippi could do desert and then go up and around by Catfish area to get to east side.
Having some issues here with the Lamolas. Not really being nice here.
Land Bolas are ground Pokemon. I don't know why that's relevant.
There we go. Something that's relevant though? 3 crystals.
You could from no crystals in the first half hour to 3 crystals before the hour.
We're still missing stuff, like the hammer that would open up like pretty much the whole seed, and like a bow that would even open up even more, so...
It's under the shovel.
We're still... oh, don't... I mean, yeah, that could be a thing, but we're still missing those boots, so... still need to find those.
That's doing the trek back. For the fake flipper.
So the fake flipper here could be good. You can check Waterfall Fairy and Zora. I guess, yeah. I mean, did Kippi show a check Waterfall Fairy? I guess he did, right?
Also check the big key chest. After mirroring, unfortunately. I'm always worried about that myself.
And that can cause some issues from time to time.
At this point, he is probably not the happiest camper between forgetting the blind maiden and that mirror.
I mean, if you do stuff like that, it's going to cost you time, and if you're super unlucky, that's the time that you don't have.
This race is still very much anybody's game. Right now they're just kind of picking up where each other left off, but what happens next will be key.
the one that finds the progression first is going to take a lead here, but it's like you said, it's just too early to really tell who's in the lead right now because they're still lacking so many items. Matt's going to pick up his flipper, so he will have the same items that Kippi has, so that's going to be good for him. Don't dodge that shot there. That's good.
Up his ether. As of right now, unless they have to do like a pendant mire dip, which would be pretty ridiculous. Did that. It's a really smooth kill on Kippi's side.
Yeah, that was fantastic execution. Fire Rod and half magic on Nolas is like the best thing you can have. It's so sweet to do it.
The question is, how will Matt feel after getting the flippers? Will it matter too much, considering he hasn't had to do much in the water?
I mean, right now it doesn't really matter that much. I think you can be happy finding the flippers now. Because you cleared out a lot of crystal dungeons, you've done a lot of overworld checks. You don't need to do Swamp Palace right now. I know you're lacking Hammer, but it can always, be that worrying thing that, oh, I need to go in and check out the first chest. But looks like we're going to get Tower of Hera now, and maybe Spike Cave since we have Blue Cane up here on Spectacle Rock. Alright, we need a hammer for Spike Cave, but we will find a hammer right here, somewhere. I'm just, a little way ahead of the stuff, maybe. Who knows?
Kippi checks Ether Tablet and finds some love from the gods.
I mean, I wouldn't complain if I got some love from the gods, I guess.
I guess not. I guess I wouldn't really mind it.
There's a big key, so at the moment we can skip out on basement here. But I mean, if you don't find anything up here, like if it gets smoky, there's an item, I don't think they will skip. They won't skip the basement, I'm like 100% sure about it.
Put 100 on it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can do that. Like, you're still missing so many key items to open up to see that there's no way they will skip that basement item.
Agreed. As we said earlier, 3 key items are still needed. I mean, it would ruin your seed if you left something there.
Yeah, and especially like you really need that hammer, because without the hammer you can't dip in, you can't finish Ice Palace. You can't. I mean, if you even considered going to Swamp Palace, you can only get that first chest. So, well, okay, that's huge. We found our first bow here in Tower of Hera. He's actually mirroring out. Kippi is considering. He's leaving. Okay. So this might push Kippi to finish off Eastern Palace and then go to Pod.
I wasn't watching Matt's side. What happened? Did he take a dive?
I'm pretty sure Matt took a dive, and it was one of those that are not planned. And the beetles here are very nasty.
Kippi is going to the Sank.
think Kippi is going to do. It's going to open this portal because you need to do this. Open up this portal to get over to the other side, since we're lacking the hammer, and he wants to be able to mirror out from Pod to Eastern Palace.
It's a good idea. While Matt's setting up that bomb jump.
Looks like Matt is actually going to commit to this play and finish off Tarfera. It's not a bad play at all. It's just like you might lose time if there's nothing more in here. But on the other hand, if there's a hammer here, it's going to put Matt in a huge lead.
Oh man. Oldorm is really feeling that love is in the air. He's just relentless.
Hey, Trolldom needs to have fun as well sometimes, right?
That's right. He always runs around him trying to hit his tail. He just wants a hug.
I mean, it's Friday after all. He needs some love as well on Friday evening or whatever.
Does Hyrule even have Fridays?
I assume that at least.
All I know is I have yet to see a TGI Fridays in any of these seeds. So I don't know.
It's opening up soon. Well, only a piece of heart on Moldor. So I guess Kippi, dodged a bullet there. So I mean, for Matt, it's not a huge time loss. He just cleared out.
He now is gonna make his way over to Catfish. One big fish already had pretty unique item that we needed, the flippers on Zora. Will the Catfish have his red walking stick, the cane?
I mean, this is going to be cave here. Boots. It's going to be boots on Catfish. I'm telling you, it's boots.
Oh.
Okay, well. Could have been, but it was not. 10 arrows in Catfish.
The flippers were vanilla. Except they didn't taste like vanilla. Vanilla flavored fish. Kind of things that make you think.
That would make you think I should eat fish more often?
Whole fish and ice cream joke would actually have some reality then. Anyway, Kippi's going up the pyramid.
This is completely new checks. We have not been on this side of Death Mountain yet. Even more 10 arrows on the pyramid ledge. Like, what is up with all the arrows?
Probably worth noting that Hammer cannot be in the pyramid. It cannot be on the pyramid fairy because Pod is a red crystal and you need the hammer to beat Pod.
Yeah, we need the hammer to beat Turtle Rock as well because we can't even open it up yet.
Point. These two are running around doing their wacky and crazy seed. Maybe take a second to give them both a follow. They're trying their darndest out there. Just for our amusement.
And this is a huge race for both of them. If Kippi wins, he's through. And for Matt, if he wins, it's going to be a match 3 between these two.
As Vert's notes in chat, it's the pod to EP route is always, it just kind of makes you feel good.
It's going to make you feel good, especially if there's a hammer here. If the hammer is not in pod, because I think we found all the items in Eastern Palace.
We have.
There's only 2 locations left. It's either going to be in Ice Palace, or it's going to be in Swamp Palace for its chest.
Or it's gonna require Aga kill. Oh, no, boots. Never mind.
I mean, the boots could be in here. I'm not ruling it out, but I think we can be a little bit nice to our runners when they're like 1 hour 6 minutes in, and they're still missing a lot of key items. I mean, this is not a real, like, friendly seed so far.
Oh, it's not.
There's no flutes, there's no boots, you can't really you can't move faster than you're doing right now. I'm just gonna say it like this, thank God we got that mirror in Palace of Darkness. What would you have done without it? Like, it's such a time, like, it's a lifesaver.
Cried. Like, can I get a break?
I mean, crying would be a fine example of what you could. Oh no, Matt is losing Kiki.
Stuff that just drives you nuts. Like, man, didn't need that. You never need that.
I mean, it will drive you insane, but for Kiki will be happy because she just got another 10 rupees.
Meanwhile, Matt is mirroring and opting to finish Eastern first before clearing out Pod.
I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter which dungeon you go to first. You can just clear out Eastern first and just go in with full health and in Pod. And I mean, you still need to do both of them, so.
It's the saying, isn't like a dime in one hand or a bird in the other or something like that?
I mean, yeah, it's something like that. There's our last bottle, by the way. Still no hammer.
Still have, what was that, 3 checks left?
Yeah, 3 chests, well, 4.
4.
After this one.
Ooh!
Well, there's Cane of Samaria. I mean, you can't do anything with Cane of Samaria yet. I mean, you still need items, so it's 1 item away from getting closer to go mode, but doesn't really open up anything.
It's just a fun item to have.
There's a boomerang.
People would argue that that is the better boomerang. I would call them wrong, personally.
I mean, these days I would say it's the red boomerang is much better since the splash deletion thing that they just found. So yeah. All right, so Denny, where do you go now? Since you do not have the hammer, and yeah, you only have like 2 locations left. Swamp Palace or Ice Palace.
You can clear Ice Palace. No, you can't. Actually, you need the hammer to finish it. So you're looking at 1 check in Swamp or 3 in Ice, and hoping the hammer's there. Else you have to come all the way back. So I'd probably do Swamp first.
I kind of like how you're thinking, but like just go and check that first chest. It's Swamp. Like you don't really lose that much time. Because if you find the hammer, you're in go mode.
Absolutely.
I mean, technically go mode. I mean, if we still need boots for GT big key, that's just gonna be rough on the runner. So.
On the bright side, if you find the hammer, then you know that you didn't have to do Aga, even though the shovel was on the ledge. So it kind of makes you a little bit more hopeful. Like, hey, maybe my opponent did this, and I'm doing pretty hot right now.
I mean, yeah, that's true. So right now it just comes down to where Kippi goes. So if Kippi goes straight to Ice Palace, Matt, on the other hand, could gain a little bit if he goes to Swamp Palace and finds the hammer over there. But it's an open race so far.
Because if the hammer is not in ice, he's gonna have to come all the way out, go to Swamp, open it up, go all the way back through ice. I mean, that's not the fastest dungeon in the world to get to the end of. Maybe that's just me. I hate Ice Palace personally.
You're not alone about that. Ice Palace is, I mean, it's kind of fun. But just, I mean, if you play it like the vanilla, like how you should play, Ice Palace is like one of the worst dungeons in the whole game. So yeah.
Kippi gets the nice quick Armos kill.
4 crystals for Kippi, 4 crystals on Matt. And we're still like in a position where we don't know where we're going to go now. I mean, we kind of know, but still. Okay, so is this the Ice Palace plane? I mean, it has to be. Yeah, this is the Ice Palace. I just realized that if you're going to go to Swamp Palace, you need to go to the portal in Kakariko. It's going to be super slow.
And if you didn't find anything, you would feel pretty awful. You just wasted a lot of time.
On the other hand, if you would like find it right there in Swamp, you could just go mode Ice Palace.
How much faster is a Go Mode Ice Palace versus a regular?
A lot faster, because you don't need to open a single chest here. You just need to go straight to the boss. So it comes down also, I don't know how their execution is. I don't know if they're like super comfortable with Master Sword Silverless, so they might want to find out another sword here somewhere down the line. Master Sword Silverless is just super slow.
Slow and dangerous. You can take a lot of hits. And it's just never a fun time.
There's a lot of more fun stuff you can do, that's for sure.
The coolest strats are the ones that leverage the Samaria block so you can like spin. Hold you in place. Those are always kind of cool.
Yeah, I saw it like the other day, but I'm not just good at doing that crazy stuff like the pro players do these days.
Would be worse, cape or boots? You're kinda in trouble if you do find the cape, and you're kinda in trouble if you do find the boots. I don't know, they're both pretty rough.
I mean, if you so if you find cape now, you can get that flute, check all the Mire area, and Mr. Mire. But I mean, it just depends on if we have the correct medallion. But still, if we find boots, that shovel is going to maybe. Yeah, well, I mean, there's some locations like King's Tomb and all that stuff, but other than that, it's just Aghanim and that shovel afterwards. So yeah, it's not really the fun stuff here.
Personally, I think I'd rather find the cape.
Not doing Matt, you already did. Oh, we haven't checked Dark Cross yet. Okay. Got a little bit worried there.
Not a bad idea to check it and just make certain, like, hey, there's a hammer here. Do I have to, like, full clear all these dungeons?
Still no hammer. We can get the big key chest. Well, not the big key chest, the big chest here. And we can get one chest on the other side without the hammer. And that's it. Unless you get a small key in from one of the chests here, then you can do iced tea room. But it's not looking good so far.
Oh, it's not. What's Matt doing?
Start off is Sanctuary, so might go for the portal in CAC, so I don't know if this Swamp Palace play or not. It kinda has to be, because why would you go to Kakariko when you already done all that stuff over there? There's Smokey, and he used it, so he cannot get Iced Tea Room now. Well, he can do it the other way around. Sorry, I'm so confused right now. This seed is not nice to our runners.
Oh, it's not, and there's a lot on the line.
Is it a big hammer? Nope. There's the map. So you can check one more chest here, but that's it.
Bart uses the powder to get a fairy off the anti-fairy.
At the moment, it looks like Matt could actually, potentially, depending on what Kippi finds here, he could take a lead here. On the other hand, Kippi will have to go in Swamp. But,
This is his last option, right?
yeah, unless it's like a cape here. In this chest, right here. And there's the hammer. Kippi is in potential go mode. I'm not gonna say go mode yet. Because we don't know if we actually need the boots or not. For Ganon Tower Big Key. So for Matt, this is bad. Because Matt needs to win this one.
That's rough. When the guys come this far.
So we can clear out this one, but it's sadly it's going to be. I mean, you're just going to go to Helmasaur. After Helmasaur, you're going to go up to Turok. You can go mode Turok, but go moding Turok is not fast because you still need all the keys and big keys. And but this is Kippi's race to lose now. Don't know what Matt's doing up on Death Mountain, to be honest.
Oh no, he can't do Spike Cave. And he've already full cleared Hera, so...
And you can't open up to Rock.
Did not check Super Bunny Cave?
Be sure checked it out because there was open chest there, so...
Wow, that was a really clean fight from Kippi. That went really well on Cold Stare.
And that's 5th crystal, I think, so it just needs 2 more.
For chat, there was no setting change. This is just a regular open seed, not standard, no map compass swap, it's just plain old vanilla rando.
Wait, is that even randomized? Like what?
So what even
Worst
randomized?
Plain old vanilla randomizer, is that randomized? Wait, what?
Can be.
So this is going to be Pod, Helmasaur, Saving Quid, Death Mountain, and that's it. Third rock, I think. Unless Kippi is confused. I think Kippi is going to just go up and switch out his bottles because this could be a Master Sword Silverless. And you still need to do Third rock. And that's Master Sword, could be nasty. Or are we going back? Interesting.
Yeah, that I mean, going all the way up that mountain just to check the floating island because you forgot to do it earlier. That's, oh man, no fun.
I wonder what Matt's plan is now. Is it Swamp House play? Because you have checked everything else now. So I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter for Matt. He's so far behind at this point that I can't see him. He's gonna take a lot of stuff to make Kippi lose this one.
Crazier things have happened. I just can't think of them at the moment, but they have happened.
I mean, that's true. I mean, you could soft lock the game, but or something like that. But I don't think that's going to happen. Well, hopefully it's not going to happen, but you never know. And here comes this Swamp Palace player.
Could be fun is if GT is on the torch. That would definitely invite a lot of, uh-oh, what do we do now?
I mean, that would be huge for Matt if Boost is in the first chest here, but it would also be bad for Matt because he would probably go for Aghanim for that shovel, and thinking that the hammer is locked behind the shovel. So, I mean, there's potential for bad stuff, but yeah.
How this seed has gone so far, I wouldn't rule anything out.
Okay, first chest. What do we have? Don't give us the boots for Matt, please.
Well, give him the boots. Let's give him the boots. Let's see what happens. Give him the cape. Some love. He probably needs it at this moment.
Apparently, I mean, it was the color of the boots, but it was not the boots. So I guess Matt got saved. Here comes the Ice Palace play from Matt, and I guess Matt is not going to be too happy about this one.
I think that's his last possible check.
Yeah, and at this point... Yeah, and at this point, at 125 in, if you have done all these checks you have done, and your name is Matt, and you find the hammer in ICT room, you will know you're behind.
Most important part of what you just said is that his name is Matt.
I mean, true, but still. You know, great mind thinks alike, or whatever it's called, I don't know.
The real question
Carry on.
is if we'll see a bomb Helmosaur or just the usual hammer.
I think when you just got the hammer, you really want to just abuse the hammer at this point. Like, you've been waiting for so long to actually be able to use it.
It's like Thor when he had to get his hammer back,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's like, man. In a little bit of trouble there. Oh, you got him.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried there. I was like, don't die here, because that's going to not be fun.
Sword takes a hike and gives a little bit of love on his way out.
King Helmosaur has left the building.
Still number 6. Only one to go.
Nice bomb jump there from Matt. It's always hard to get that pixel correct, like first time, just get it like I'm standing in the actual pixel.
That jump can be one of the most frustrating things in the entire race at times. It's not fun.
And especially if you're like feeling like you're behind and you're starting to fail some bump jumps, that's going to be super rough.
Gotta watch his health though, he's getting a little low.
So at this point, Matt is like half the dungeon left for Matt, while Kippi is like almost a Turok. Matt still has pot left to do as well, so there's a pretty huge lead here for Kippi.
It's 2 more crystals.
Gotta hate those their rocks. They are the most annoying enemy in the whole game.
Without a doubt. All you want to do is go fast and then they block your path.
Okay, Matt is actually going to gain some time here. Well, he's going to just go straight for the iced tea room here because that is what's coming up. So he will get the hammer now. I skipped out on like a few chests here that Kippi opened up, but it's not enough for gaining all the time.
If you're Matt, you know, like, okay, there was, what, 2 chests left in this that I couldn't check?
And he mirrors out.
Did he do that?
Matt, you need to clear out Ice Palace. Please, Matt.
You're like in go mode, buddy. What's going?
Well, as if this race wasn't over already, that seals the deal, because Matt mirroring out from a crystal dungeon that he needs to finish off, and he's in go mode. That's rough.
Most think ice is a pendant.
I mean, they could have tracked it wrong, but at the same time, you will hear the crystal music in the dungeons. I mean, there's, I don't know what, like, I guess we need to ask him.
Oh, there's the boots. That is official go mode.
And that is the official go mode for Kippi, and there's no worry now that the boots will be on the torch.
Takes some fun out of it. I was really hoping that those would be there and just really add a nice little twist or nod into the whole thing. Again, as Matt cleans up Pod and Kippi goes through Turtle Rock, maybe we take a second to give these guys a follow. They're trying their darndest.
And with a seat like this, there's not much you can do. Like, this is what I would call hot garbage.
Is it worse for it to be hot garbage or cold garbage?
I mean, it could be pretty much whatever garbage you want at this point, because it's still garbage.
Get off that mirror.
I was worried that Kippi would mirror out. I was like, no, don't do that as well.
He already did that once a seed, didn't he? Warm garbage. Yeah, that's the worst.
Matt coming up to his Helmet Sword fight. Still needs to go back to Ice Palace. So let's just play with the thought here. If Matt has like mismarked Ice Palace, he will go to Turtle Rock because he can clear up Turtle Rock now. But what is he looking for? Because obviously he's not in go mode because he's mistried one dungeon. So where do you think he will go?
Thinks Meyer is a crystal, then he's gonna have to try and find the cape, and that is ugly.
I mean, that cape could just be in GT, just chilling out, so you might never find it.
Where's that? Taking the smart move to stock up on magic before continuing.
You got Laser Bridge coming up. I bet you will. I mean, you got a small key. You can just ignore the Laser Bridge, but I'm pretty sure you want to find another sword somewhere.
Or silvers. That would save you a lot of time.
Silvers during the GT climb is going to be super nice if you can find that. Hope it's one chest, gets 5 rupees, and I'm not going to do. I'm just not going to commit. No committing to Laser Bridge. Here's another save and quit. So where do you go now, man? He's staying down. He's not going to the mountains. That's good.
Go swamp. Please don't go swamp.
Oh no. Is this... Did he track Swamp Palace as a crystal?
On the bright side, he will get the award for most dungeons cleared.
I mean, that is true.
Mario Party, that's at least good for a star.
Matt, you're in go mode. my friend. I mean, you're go mode, but you're thinking the wrong dungeon is the correct dungeon. Oh, this is hard too. Like, this is hard for Matt. Like, I'm feeling sad. Like, I'm feeling bad for him.
This will be the end of his 20 run probably, unless by some miracle something happens.
Like,
to be quite good.
Almost dying here. Oof. Calculate. Oof. Oof. Oof.
Wow.
Whew. That was a little bit too close. So, Benny, do you want to play a game with me?
I suppose so, Alex. What game do you have in mind?
I have a game for you. We have the GT Big Key game. So there's 1 to 22 chests in the Ganas Tower or in the basement where you can find the big key. Where do you think it will be today?
I'm gonna go 13 because today is Friday the 13th.
Very valid guess, actually. I myself, since this seed has been trash, it's been hot garbage. I'm going for title room. So 22.
Say 22.
Yeah, 22 it is.
Oh man, that's a hot take.
I mean, it's a hot take and a hot garbage seed. So it's like this game real wants started runners to suffer.
For they have. He's opening up with the right side.
3 bombs and a small keys. We can still continue. So that was 2 chests, so this is 3, 4, 5, and 6 coming up. If I can do math, of course.
I don't know, counting it gets harder with age.
Just call me old.
Hello, man.
Hey, there are silver arrows in chest number 6.
No key, no GT big key on the torch this time.
Well, it was a key though, so if you didn't have the boots, it could have still been an issue there. Nice spin attacks on Argus here from Durana. Unfortunately, he's going to realize he's in the wrong dungeon. 8. There's 9, there's Gabe.
Better
We'll
go
go
get
and
the
get
flute.
it. 10 and 11. Still no big key.
Ooh. Very curious what Matt's gonna do now that he gets the pendant in his hand.
I think he realizes now that oops, all dungeons, well, pretty much oops, all dungeons, you can't access my red all in the seed, thankfully. And there we go. He checks the map and he's like, oh, snap. Here's the rage slashes. Number 12 is the mushroom. Hey, all the fetch quests here. So if you're a map now, and you still haven't seen a dot done yet in the race room, are you still worried that you're behind?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that was 13,
I was
14,
mad.
16.
Who's still alive? Math Girl, your 22 is still alive, so is yours, Alex.
I mean, 22 is the thing, right?
On tower. Give Matt a lot of credit. If I was him, I probably would have just forfeited. I've been like, I'm done. This is enough. He's continuing, so that's good for him. Shows a lot of character.
So that was just 19, right? 18. 18. So there's 19, 20, 21. Yeah, okay. I can track on the math thing. It's sometimes it's hard, okay?
Like I said, man, as you get older, it gets harder.
$19. 20.
20.
So did anybody guess 20?
Oh, 20 went unpicked. No love for the 20 today.
At this point, it's just a nice little climb here with silver arrows, and that's it.
Just hope for a temperate.
Might do it, but I don't know. I mean, you might feel behind as well. Like you're 143, yes. So you might still feel a bit behind.
The hammer was in the last possible spot. Almost the last possible spot you could have checked.
But at the same time, we did have an early access to Ice Palace.
Because they had the hookshot really early, they had the fire rod soon after.
Yeah.
And the hookers were available right at the beginning, so they could have done that a long time ago.
There's always that possibility that your opponent made that insane gamble or the insane play and just got the hammer early on.
That would have been Galaxy Brain to the max.
I mean, if I was one of these two runners and I was checking that race room, like, is my opponent done yet? And like, I'm still not seeing it, and I'm like, oh boy, is he in like GT or is he looking for something? Like, there's so much stuff that's going through your mind, it's just super stressful.
Especially when you think of like, okay, the big key was behind Ice Armos. It was in the like almost the last spot I looked. So, like, did he already get it? Did he go here first?
I mean, if you just went full right side in GT, you would already have it like super fast. So, I mean, there's so much stuff that can really, do stuff to you, or do stuff to your mind. So,
It makes Rando beautiful. There's certainly an element of execution, but sometimes you get wrecked.
I'll say Do the GT climb that Kippi is doing right now, it's not easy. Like, there's so much stuff in these rooms that's going to throw you off. Like, it's insane.
Almost got the 1 cycle on Landmo. While Matt cleaned up his Cold Stare fight, gives him his 6th crystal, and then he'll head up to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, he's going to be... He will most likely be done with Turtle Rock. Well, he will be like half through, I think, before Kippi reaches Ganon, I guess. There's a lot of spins you need to do if you don't find Tempered Sword, so... It will be a little bit closer to the end here. Unless something real bad happens here to Kippi that he makes him, you know, stuck up here on the mountain. Or in the climb, I should say.
An accidental mirror would do him no favors.
Oh, dude, that doing an accidental mirror right now, that would be like the worst.
Maybe Moldorm will feel extra trolly today. He already trolled Matt quite a bit earlier.
Hey, if Kippi skipped Trolldorm, so I mean, he needs to have fun with Kippi as well. That's just the nature of Trolldorm, right? Kippi is actually
equal
not gonna
opportunity
check.
walker.
Okay, he's gonna check some chests here. At least one. Or we actually go back and, you know...
Go back again.
Okay. Goes back and gets a heart. Okay. I thought it was for like going back to the chest.
Yeah, that bombing that wall can be a total drag sometimes.
Oh, it can be. Like, that's a true final boss in this game. Are you going to check this chest? Or you're just going to skip that one as well? Okay, he's opening it. Big 20. Big 20 for all that issues.
There's 1 check left in his way before the end of the game. Will it be a sword? Ooh! Oh!
I told you, he trolled and wanted some fun as well with Kippi. Like, he was like, nope, you're not going away this fast. Ignore me once,
That's good.
and I will... Oh...
I mean, if this happens a good 10 more times, then Matt might be in this.
I mean, doing this fight, like, with the only Master Sword, it's... On that little platform, it's just so hard to do it. Like, you need spin, and he's not giving a lot of room. Last chest of the game, 20 rupees. That's vanilla, by the way.
It's vanilla, really?
Yeah.
I wonder why did they put that there?
I mean, that's the rupees you need for, if you like... If you're not... Like, if you want to go and grab potion or something before Ganon fight, I don't know.
Because of reasons?
Yeah, I mean, you need... There's, like, a chest, and there's, like... Yeah, you know... We need to fill that chest with something. Let's just put some, 20 rupees. Why not? Like, you could have given us, like, 10 arrows refill instead.
Good job, you made it up the whole tower. Here's 20 bucks.
GG, well played. Nice triple there from Kippi. And that was real clean. Just one blue ball that threw Kippi off guard, so...
That makes sense, Earl. They needed something to grab onto, but they didn't want to make it a block. That would just pop out of nowhere.
Imagine if it was just like a falling block from the sky. That would be pretty fun.
That gets his boots!
Look at this. This going to be a lot of spins here.
Be one dizzy Nass in a moment.
He's not giving us good patterns, so you can stand behind him like this, like he's doing right now. This is like the optimal way to just getting spin slashes.
There's a cape at the ready, just in case.
Yeah, I can't blame him. They go Master Sword too. Like Master Sword here, just use that cape. Just do it. Oh, you need to be careful here. Okay, you get a fair enough model. It's cool.
It's worth noting, Master Sword does not damage Ganon with its regular slashes. That's why he has to do all the spins.
I feel like that's pretty hilarious if you think about it. Like Master Sword have always been like the ultimate sword. Unless, except in this game where you can't even hurt Ganon. Like, what is wrong with your sword? Like, come on.
This was Zelda 3, right? So was that established yet? Like, it was called the Bane of Evil, so it should hurt him. But in like 1 and 2, there was no Master Sword, right?
I don't know. Master, like, Zelda 2 is like a game I don't real touch. So, I mean, Bane of Evil. It should. Yeah. Should be the ultimate sword.
Be his Bane.
Oh no! Sabers, my true boy. Oh jeez.
Yeah, no torch glitch today.
Does he have a magic potion?
I think he's a blue.
Ooh, that's unfortunate for Kippi. So if Matt was like closer to Kippi, that could have been, you know, the thing that would like throw Matt into the lead here.
He still has the entirety of GT left. That, yeah.
Yeah.
If I was mad, I'd be like, I cleared a dungeon, and I didn't need to, and I still haven't seen that done. Like, did he do Aga and go through the shovel and end up like getting the flu? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're like super like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going through your mind here because there's a lot of stuff that's going through your mind. That's for sure. Because if you're like here, you took a fall and you still haven't seen your opponent finish it. That's I don't know. I would be super like worried. Or super stressed out because you know you took a fall here and you still like you can still win, but where is your opponent?
You know that if Matt continues in doing races and tournaments, he will never ever again miss take down the crystals.
Oh yeah, this is a like I always said, like if there's this like one of your first tourneys, like you do, it's just good. It's so the experience you get from a tournament like this, you get so much experience. So it's definitely a big like a lesson, or it's a good way to get better at doing randomizers. So you shouldn't feel bad if you get eliminated.
It's tough, and the competition's really tough out there. Like, this community has such a high level of skill, also known as a skill level, just in general. Good or pretty decent at rando and still lose pretty quick because people are just that good.
Yeah, exactly, and it just just take a good look at the qualifiers for the main tournament. Like that was a huge. There were so many runners, and people have improved so much since last year. So it's definitely, like you said, there's so many talented runners out there. There's now a Silva's hit, and there we go. Get your GGs in chat for Kippi00.
So let's cross the bridge.
The true final boss.
between this and that spiked wall. He did it.
There we go. Kippi wins. He's first place with an official time of 1 hour 55 minutes and 17 seconds. That means Kippi00 is through to the next round for Durana. That's unfortunately the end of this road for him. And we can also confirm that Matt did forfeit when he saw his opponent finish as well.
Blame for that.
Yeah, again, I would do the same thing. Like, there's no point in just like, if you're that behind, there's no point in finishing. There's like just no point in doing it. So we're going to get Matt and Kippi, by the way, in for some interviews.
A pretty clean Trinex fight too.
That's a very good one. We are joined by Kippi, GG's, and Durana as well. GG's.
GG's.
How you guys feeling?
Oh
man, I'm still shaking.
Yeah. That missed mark on the Ice Palace, Swamp Palace.
Yeah. That was a big time loss there. Pretty much what changed everything in this one, because it was pretty even up until that point actually.
Yeah, I wasn't really happy with leaving out the floating island as well. So I went up there before I realized that I can do ice.
Yeah, I was honestly so confused because I made so many mistakes early on. Freaking, dude, I left the maiden and I was just like, oh my goodness, that's gonna be a laugh. I have not done that in a long time. I think I did it like when I first did randomizer, and yeah, that was a long time ago. Oh man, and then like, and then the accidental mirror in desert. I was just like, okay, so I made mistakes early on. I gotta like do a gamble, so that's why I just like immediately dipped hair after I got that bow.
I gotta say, that little confusion there with the maiden in Thieves Town for you, Kippi. That was a little bit of a time loss.
Yeah, honestly, I think what happened, I think it was on autopilot. I was just like, you know what, I got the maiden, let's go fight blind. And then I get to blind, I was just like, wait a second, something's not right.
We were just sitting there like, hey, aren't you gonna take me too? That was a rough seed.
Yeah, and in the shovel and the flute both being bait.
We were kind of wondering if either of you were gonna go for that shovel. Like, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna clear Aga and have to go for that play? But neither of you did it.
I was close before I realized I didn't have any boots.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but I was just like, wait, I still don't have boots. I was like, you know, that made no sense. And so, like, you know, after I went into pod, I was just like, okay, ice makes the most sense right now.
Ended up being the right choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I would have found a cape, that would have pushed me into mire, and that would have been an even bigger time sink. I would have gotten that bumper ledge flute.
Honestly, yeah, I might have done the same. If I had like gotten boots from ice, I was just like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna do Aga and see what that gives me. Because like the only other choice I had there was the first chest, was like one chest in swamp, and it's like, what are the odds?
But Kippi, did you do Eastern, or did you just sequence break up to mountain before you got the land?
I did Eastern first. I decided like I don't think I had many items when I started out, so I was just like, you know, I'll see about going to Saha and then Eastern. saw my lamp and then decided to, hey, let's clear escape. See if I can get like a hammer there or something, or the sword. Which, I mean, hey, I ended up getting a sword.
So Kippi, I need to ask you, when you got that mirror after cleaning out Matula, what did you think about that one? Like, you could have checked like pedestal right afterwards or stuff like that.
Yeah, I was debating on it. I was just like, that's an awkward spot for that mirror, because my initial route was that I was gonna take the I was gonna do like the Smith chain, save and quit, and get the chest, and then take that all the way to Catfish. But then I saw mirror right there, which was like, this messes up my routing now. But then I just decided, you know what, this is a good time to route in desert.
Yeah, you and you and Durana was super close the whole time. Durana sequence breaking, going into Death Mountain, like, and all that stuff, and getting into Dark World was like he was in Dark World way earlier, but got that mirror, so he could do all those checks, like Smith chain, all that. So he didn't really get that super advantage there, but like you were so neck and neck the whole entire race up until, I would say, the pod play and the stuff that happened afterwards. So it was really open throughout the whole entire race.
Yeah, you kind of like keep one eye on the chat when you start reaching above the 145. And it's like, are we gonna get it already in the IRC now? And you try to keep your nerves intact, but me being so fresh to the game, it's really hard to keep the nerves. It's just as Kippi said. I mean, I'm still shaking a bit here.
Hey, for your nerves as they were, I mean, your execution was pretty good throughout the whole seed. So you should feel pretty proud of that.
I was super surprised I actually got any of my hookshot glitches. I usually fail them.
You played very well. Like, your routing was good, your execution was very good. So I mean, you could have totally got this one. It's just the small things like mismarking, Ice Palace, and a little bit stuff like that. Just that comes down the line. Kippi, what went through your mind when you took that Ganon fall?
For the pod game move?
No, let's think more the Ganon fall when you.
I thought you said Ganon. Ganon fall, dude. I was like, it's over. It has to be over. It was like, but then, I went back into the Ganon, and I was just like, wait, there's no dot done. What happened?
Yeah, me and Benny was like talking about that. Like when you take the fall, you still don't see that dot done. But you need to be super worried. Like, is he almost done with the fight, or where is my opponent? Like, there's so much stuff. Like you both told us, like, when you came into the room, like, you were both shaking. Like, it's like the nerves is like, it's so real when you take a Ganon fall.
I like, honestly, like, I was just on full tilt after some early mistakes, so I was just like, like almost every mistake I did after that, I was just like, oh no, I've lost this. Especially because not only did I take a Ganon fall, I also fell the Trollhorn twice.
So did Durana though, because Durana full cleared Hera, right? And then you took a fall as well.
Yeah, but luckily, I mean, if you can say luckily on a fall, it was right when I jumped down, more or less. He just chased me off the edge.
It was so mean of him. He was right on you.
Yeah, I mean, I need more practice on the patterns from Molorn. I usually take falls on them. If I don't do it on the first one, I do it on the second.
I mean, to be honest, like, you can practice Trollhorn so many times, but he will give you, like, if he's in the mood, he will give you whatever.
Yeah,
pattern.
I mean,
you can't really practice. Yeah, you can't really practice him because it's just impossible.
Yeah.
There's some really clean execution fights on both sides. You both did really well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, so Kippi, congratulations for moving forward in this tournament, and Durana, unfortunately, this is the end of the road for you. So how did it feel to play your first, I guess this is your first tournament?
Yeah, I mean, if you combine this as part of the fall 2019. Yeah, it was really fun. I mean, I've been watching for a while, and I've always wanted to like get into it. I made a joke like to my girlfriend because we watched this together that I think I'm gonna try doing some races. And this is my first tournament. It was really fun. I'm definitely gonna join in for more of these.
Be what, 6 months? Spring tournament maybe?
Yeah, that should possibly be. Might be a little comeback and get some practice in and qualify for the next.
Sounds good to us. It was a pleasure to have you on board in this tournament, Durana and Kippi. It's going to be exciting to see you what you can do in this tournament more than what you have already done.
Thank you, and yeah, GG's Durana. It's been a pleasure playing with you. You know, really good opponent. Kept me on my toes for sure.
Yeah, GG and good luck here in your upcoming. Is the survival match the next one?
Yeah. The next one is gonna be tiebreaker. So, you know, if I win, I move on to brackets. If I lose, then I'm out. But you know, I'll try my best. But I hope to see you like in the spring tournament as well, though, for sure.
Yeah, likewise. It's been a pleasure.
Do you guys have any final thoughts about this seed before we wrap stuff up here?
Well, I think we covered most of it with the baits and the silver swords. The silverless. But you found silvers, didn't you, Kippi?
I did, because it was on right side. I went right side first in GT. I was just like, okay, there better be silvers or tempered here. I was like, okay, yes, I don't have to worry about doing silverless. But I mean, all I will say after that, I'm glad it wasn't the 4th Agassiz in a row. I've had 3 Agassiz for my races so far.
This wasn't really a bargain. I wouldn't have enjoyed this one much more than that either.
Well, I guess that pretty much sums up everything from this race, I guess. Benny, do you have any final thoughts?
Guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to give these guys a follow. They really put it all out there for us, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
Yeah, and shout outs to our tracker SSBM Moro, and of course our restreamer Math Girl, and to Go Mode Podcast for making us be able to run this race for you guys from the Link to the Past Challenge Cup. And that's all for us. A good evening, good day, and a good weekend, and we'll see each other next time. Bye bye.
Yeah,
Everyone.
share the restream, guys. Thanks.